Joining us now on the Oakland County Megacast, we want to bring in David Foltyn. He's the CEO of Honigman, and the chair of the United Way Southeast Michigan. Thank you for being with us here on the Oakland County Megacast.
Delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
So if we can, let's start off with United Way Southeast Michigan. One thing with United Way, you count on so many in the business community and the employees to help donate to your organization. How is that going in the middle of this COVID-19 crisis?
Well, it's going quite well. There's a call for action, and we are really in the middle of it. It's through our strong partnerships with organizations that we're dealing with barriers to stability and resiliency, and there's a lot of that right now. We've actually raised a substantial amount of money. I think it's in excess of $35 million just for our COVID efforts. We, through some of our partners, have basically served about 17 million meals in Southeastern Michigan since the pandemic.
So, David, we're nearly 7 months plus into this crisis. How have you seen the need change and shift from the beginning to where we are now?
Well, I think at the beginning there was an immediate need, but I don't think anybody fully appreciated how long that need would continue, and so the need has grown. We refer to our community as our clients, our customers. We really try to treat people in the most undignified situations with real dignity. And our group isn't ordering DoorDash for food. They're not in school. They're not in the traditional places where the community gets served basic needs. So I would say things have only gotten more intense and only gotten worse the longer this has gone on, and the pressures people have with children at home, learning remotely. Much of our community did not have the kind of tools at home for remote learning. We were at the forefront of delivering laptops and similar items to families that didn't have them for their kids. So things are really just getting worse and worse, not necessarily better, the longer this goes.
Yeah, now we're looking at a surge in cases, and there is a concern that we are moving into another shutdown. And knowing that and knowing how great the need is, how much does this impact your efforts to try to raise money?
Well, there's never enough. We have a very generous community, and we've done quite well, but then again, a lot of our donors are struggling, and when they struggle themselves, it makes it more difficult, more challenging for us to do well. There's a statistic called ALICE. It's the Asset Limited, Home Constrained, Employed, and what it shows is that in Southeastern Michigan, you need $61,000 or so in pre-tax income just to stay afloat if you're a family of four. That means that 44% of the households in Southeastern Michigan struggle to meet basic needs. And the COVID doesn't make that any easier for these working families. So, everything we can do to raise money in this challenging time goes right back to the community. I will say that I wouldn't just focus on funds, although that's very important. We have an enormous volunteer network. And our volunteer network really helps us get into our consumer, get to the community, and that's growing. And always looking for more volunteers. It's time and treasure that we're looking at, and the need for volunteerism is even greater now than it was in normal times.
So, David, can you tell us a little bit more about the direct things that you are doing to help so many of these families? I know you mentioned laptops. What else does the United Way do for the people of need here in Southeast Michigan?
Well, we have our 211 service, which people call in when they have needs, they need to be directed to an organization. This is a particular time of year where 211 gets very busy. We get calls from people who don't have food around Thanksgiving. As we get to the holidays, we get calls from people who don't have the ability to give kids or grandkids presents for the holidays. So we do a lot of that kind of thing in the community. And we are consistently there to really try to get out in the community and give. We're very big in the student community. Education is very important for us. One of the things that Honigman has done with the United Way is the Honigman Academy. I think we're in our 4th or 5th year, and we're going to be virtual this year. Honigman Academy, we go to Cody High School, which was one of the United Way turnaround schools, and we get 17 to 20 10th and 11th graders who are interested in the law. And these are kids in challenged environments. They're handpicked, and we have a curriculum for them, which is about once every 2 or 3 weeks. They had come to the office. Now we're going to do it virtually. They come with their teachers. They come with some United Way representatives, and there's basically a curriculum, not a show and tell, a curriculum in what is involved in a law firm. Many of these kids are not going to go to the kind of colleges right after high school that feed a law school. Many are unlikely to go to a law school, but there's so many things they learn about the business of the law, technology, marketing, project management. They really get to see how things work. They do work. They're given assignments. They're given school credit. We've already hired 1 or 2 interns from the programs, but the notion is sort of a laddered learning so that maybe you're not quite ready to go to a 4-year college, but you can get yourself into a 2-year school and learn some aspects of what it takes to get a job in a law firm, get the rush of being in a law firm, earn a living, and then either grow within the law firm or maybe take on additional education as your ability to meet your needs changes. So that's one thing we're doing. And United Way has a number of initiatives like that out there with high school kids. Another is early learning. We also sponsor something called TutorMate through United Way. We have about 90 of our attorneys and staff who read once a week online to a 3rd grader in an inner city school. At the end of the year, we have a graduation, we have certificates, and United Way sponsors those types of programs throughout Southeastern Michigan.
David Foltyn with us, the CEO of Honigman and chair of the United Way of Southeastern Michigan, joining us on the Oakland County MegaCast. And so, David, you mentioned some of the services that are being provided by the United Way, and that requires people on top of just funding. Right now, across the board, what does the United Way need the most immediately that can be provided by people throughout our community and our listening area?
Well, we really need volunteers, and the volunteerism could be at any number of levels. It could be helping us serve food. It could be manning our 211 lines. Just anything to do. It could be volunteering to do some of the TutorMate type of things. There's so many areas where we have needs right now, and again, anything we can get in terms of treasure or time are important. But anybody who would like to volunteer, get on our website. There is a volunteer section right there that directs you to the volunteerism area. There's also a donor section, but there's so much need we have to get out to the Tri-County community, Macomb, Oakland counties, Wayne County. It's a very gratifying thing to do, and the need is there and it's not going anywhere.
Can some of those volunteer opportunities be remote? Because I know we're in the middle of a new surge here in the state of Michigan. More and more people may not feel comfortable volunteering in person. Are there any remote opportunities?
It's a great question, and the answer is yes. the 211, connecting people to resources for food, childcare, utility assistance, medical assistance. Many of those things can be done remotely. You know, we're very, very concerned about our volunteers and our team's health and safety. It is, the words volunteer, you volunteer for what you feel comfortable with, but yes, there's lots of opportunity for remote working.
And does someone, if they are interested in volunteering, do they sign up? Do you have a minimum time that they can do it? If they want to do a one-time volunteer, can they do that? Or is this something where you're looking for people that you can maybe get on a regular schedule?
Well, we would be delighted, most delighted, to have new regulars join our very large team. We would really love that. But no, if there's one occasion to start, if there's somebody's interested in getting with their family and serving food, if they are not concerned about being remote, if they want to spend one night, group from the neighborhood, spend one night doing something to pull toys together, or laptops, or again, as I said, serve food, whatever the community wants to do, we embrace completely. And again, we do have that donor section and volunteer section on our website, which is very easy to get to. It's unitedwaysem.org. That's unitedwaysem.org, and there's tons of opportunities out there.
So, David, if I can ask you on a personal level, how did you get involved with United Way, and what has it done to impact your life?
So Honigman has a long history with United Way, probably over 50 years. And it's the only charity organization, community organization, where we ask for 100% support from our colleagues. And it's always been that way. I actually first got involved with United Way because I was the chair of a United Way agency many years ago. And I saw the remarkable work that United Way was doing, and I saw the great team that it had, the great volunteerism, being a recipient. And again, going back to this, seeing how people really in the most undignified of situations are treated with the most dignity. They are treated like consumers, and I became interested in it. Two of my partners, Alan E. Schwartz, one of the founding partners of the firm, and David Page, had been chairs of United Way. I got involved in the board. I took to it right away and grew into the board and had the great blessing of growing into the executive committee and then becoming vice chair 2 years ago and chair a year ago. I'm now in my second term. And what do I enjoy about it? It's just a great feeling to give back to the community, to give through an organization that is so well run. Darian is just a phenomenal chair and does a great job. Darian Hudson does a great job. The team is phenomenal. They're great to work with. It's a great board. One of the wonderful things about our board is we're so diverse. We're not just diverse in the way we look. We're diverse in we have people from for-profits. We have CEOs of big companies. We have nonprofits. We have foundations. We have labor. We have corporate. We have Democrat. We have Republican. We all leave whatever our individual views are at the door of the boardroom and devote ourselves to one thing, which is stability and helping what is 44% of our Tri-County area who are struggling to make basic needs. And within that 44%, a tremendous number who are below federal poverty level, which means they can't even put food on the table. So it's incredibly gratifying. It's fun. I can't deny that it's fun, but it's just really gratifying to be part of something like this. And I would tell you, being the chair is the same gratification as being a volunteer and going out serving food one night.
I love how you were talking about the academy that you all are doing there at the law firm. And I know that you said right now it's with Cody High School students. What do you look for in a high school student to bring them into this academy? And from hearing from some of the ones that have completed the course, what have they taken away from it?
Well, I think what we look for, and we rely on DPS, we rely on the school. We're looking for kids who want to grow. It's very difficult to be a student at Cody High. It's getting easier thanks to United Way's efforts and GM and others, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge to come to school. Some of the students live with other students, or there's not an adult in the house. There's safety, there's food. So we're looking for the students who really are interested in growing, who are hardworking, and who are looking for a laddered growing experience. And of course, who want to do something in the law. They're fascinated by the law. I think what our students would tell you when they graduate, it's an environment for them where people are earning a living. They're earning all kinds of livings. I think we may have 600 staff, and not all are lawyers. There are many people in accounting, many people in other jobs, and they can see at work, and it's not show and tell, as I said, it's real work. They can see at work people earning a living, and they can see people who look like them earning a living. They can see people who've come from all kinds of backgrounds earning a living. And I think it's a step forward in terms of mentoring and whatnot towards getting past high school and towards career or college, or both.
And any thoughts of trying to expand that to other schools as well?
Yes, so we've been having conversation with other large law firms in town about having them establish their own academies through DPS, so that we could, instead of having 17 or 20 students a year, maybe we'll get to 100.
See, so many kids, they just need to be exposed and to know what opportunities are out there, and to talk to real people in those industries, and to know that it's a possibility as well. It's been so great having you with us here on the show. Anything we didn't ask that maybe you want to share with the viewers and listeners before we let you go?
Not at all. Very much appreciate the opportunity to share our story with you and your viewers.